Welcome. I wanted to make another video because I really need the extra 20 views on my channel. So right now, once again, we're in British Columbia using that map add-on extension, whatever you want to call it, that I've covered in one of my previous videos. I'm actually on a job, on a mission. I'm obviously not going to do the whole route, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be going from Kelowna through Merritt all the way near Aberdeen, Washington, which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe is where Kurt Cobain was from. I don't exactly remember. But it's really nice. That was the other reason why I wanted to record this. We're in the middle of a storm. I wish this is what it looked like here in Canada where I'm at. Oh yeah, this is the boat that I'm hauling. But I was actually stuck in the snow. I'm in neutral. Watch. I just jumped right into 6. Now 9th. 12th. Anyways, I've been paying attention to that because I want to get the shifter. I think I mentioned that in my other video. It'll really add to the level of immersion, I believe. But I'm paying attention to how it switches gears. See, I don't know much about driving these in the real world. I was like, that's got to be boring, going 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're going to burn the red. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and all the way to 18. I kind of figured there had to be something there, and then I was like, if you have a 6 shifter, is there like a button or a switch or something so that 1 becomes, like 7 and etc.? So I was partially right on that. There's no gear shifter that there's like literally 18 positions, and I didn't think there would be, because that would be so cumbersome. It would be absolutely ridiculous. You should have seen when I pulled out, that's what she said, the boat out of the little lot in Kelowna. It was a little dirt road. You would have thought I was in the middle of Australia or something. Except for, no jumping kangaroos and shit. And it was really difficult. I actually took out a stop sign and bumped into a car because my trailer clipped. However, I will argue with anybody and bet you my life that the way that route was designed, absolute 100% impossible. Okay, are you gonna go, or I guess I'll just stay in this lane. Yeah, it was just unbelievable. There's some turns you could tell they're possible, maybe not doable by me, but this one, I'm telling you, there was no way around it. I forgot what else I was gonna say. I moved my computer monitor, my camera. I have it so it's actually behind my monitor, right at the corner of my monitor, so I still get that little bit of a 45-degree angle kind of thing. But it's a little bit higher so that it's above my monitor for obvious reasons, because I was getting tired. That car's pissing me off. The tripod for my DSLR was blocking my speaker. Not the sound, but it looked weird. And I just didn't like the way it visually looked. So, yeah, after a year, I was like, I'm done with this shit. So I did a complete overhaul. So if I look like I'm a little bit like lower and the camera's like a little bit more of like a bird's eye view slightly, if you happen to pay attention to those minute details, it's because of that. Rolling at 150 kilometers an hour in the rain, hauling a boat, probably not a good idea. We'll pretend like that didn't happen. This is what happens when I get distracted. It's okay. I could use my cheat engine to negate it, but unfortunately it happened. These things, honest to God, never happened to me. Well, I shouldn't say never happen to me. They rarely ever happen to me when it's just me playing. I just normally never play this game without recording. I do a little bit, but not much. Looks like we took a nasty hit there. I'm gonna have to try to find a garage if possible. Yeah, I guess I have to remember that when you're hauling and it's raining, it feels a lot different. 130, 140 kilometers is just way too fast. Anything above 120 and things start to get a little hectic, I find. And in Euro Truck Simulator, it's even worse. You'll notice that I'm kind of swerving in and out of traffic in the lanes. I'm watching my mirrors. A little bit lazy. Wouldn't do that in the real world. Not signaling and such. I would obviously do that. Kind of looking at my... There we go. Still not used to having my camera a little bit up there. Still can't get over how amazing this map mod is. Well, you thought I hit the front end of my truck hard. Whatever's making his smoke. I don't know. Just broke the 8,000 kilometers on this truck. Don't forget that I had to use a... Well, I didn't have to. I had to use a trainer for this game because I had played legitimately. I had, you know, people working for me, like the AI. Had everything legit and it felt really good. I was like, oh wow, I unlocked that engine. Oh wow, I unlocked that garage. But after dumping close to... Oh, I don't remember. Might have been 20 or 30 hours of gameplay. Maybe a bit more, maybe 40 at the most. Then I lost my save. Something happened and I just completely lost it. I did not feel like starting over again. So I said, piss on it. So then people will say, well, what's the point in playing? Well, there's plenty of point. I want to get better at actually driving the game. Backing up. Trying to remember not to speed so fast in the rain when doing a full haul. Just doesn't work out well. I'm so used to just looking straight ahead. Now I'm always like, oh, you're up there. A little bit awkward, but I'll get used to it. It's just a whole like having to lift up. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who's 7 feet tall. I don't think there was a garage there. Oh, shit, on a stick there is. So what I'm going to do is I think I am going to get off here. This will be a part of the challenge, if you will. We're going to go ahead and see how I handle that. God damn, the graphics look good. Oh, wow, we dropped right down to 50 frames. Rare, but it can happen. Even with the new computer. Don't forget, I also record at... like, in the moment, I actually record at 1440p. But it's a fake 1440p because it's upscaled. Then I got my camera on, so even though I have a new computer, it could still be a tad... you know, much on my computer. Gotta watch out for that traffic. That's why those mirrors are so important. Hey, hey, hey. You better slow down there, Jimmy. Wow, look at that truck. It's seen better days. Okay. Truck maintenance and repairs. 7 grand. That's pocket change. I wish. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and save the game. That way, if anything happens, I can just load. But I usually don't save scum in this game. I'll just use the trainer. Was that a teddy bear in the back? Do I has a teddy bear in the back of my trailer? I do. I don't remember having that. Alright then. Yeah, I played the whole time, full 60 FPS. Now, I know what you're all thinking. You want to see me fail. Well, I got terrible news for you. Like that. Gotta watch all your mirrors. How would I do this? Literally, this is the highlight of American Truck Simulator, this moment right here. It's moments like this that you cherish because of how difficult this game can be. Now, normally, you probably... Yeah, see, I didn't know that that was a curb. I don't know how that would have worked in the real world. I thought, like, to me, realistically, there should be a fucking entrance there. It would only make sense to have an entrance right there. To just have it right there, especially with the kind of vehicles that are coming in here. Yeah. Plus that truck is in the way. It's kind of fucking me up. But yeah. We're just gonna go ahead and... Oof. Watatao, as the Quebecers would say. Move it! Ain't got all day. Coming through. In the real world, maybe somebody would have pulled off that move if there was legitimately no other way. You know, you're still in Canada, eh? When you has the Tim Hortons. Fuck Tim Hortons, though. I'm more of a Starbucks person. But even then, I don't drink any of them. But if I had to... Hey! You just burnt the red light, bitch. This is a fun one. Gotta watch my boat. We're doing good. Seriously, though, those little moments, like where I went to repair and I pulled into the garage, I had to do a sharp turn. Those are the moments that I'm like, oh, it feels good when you get it right. I mean, obviously, I hopped off the curb, so it's debatable as to whether or not that was a success. But if that was a real-life situation, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know enough about trucks to know if that would have damaged the truck hopping off a curb. It'd be kind of sad if that's all it took. But yeah, it's really been something. I can feel like I'm in a different part of the map. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a placebo effect. But I can definitely tell I'm not in Arizona or Texas. It might be exaggerating to say, oh, I can tell I'm in Canada. Speaking of which, where the piss are we? Abbotsford? Oh, yeah, we still got a ways to go. So I started yesterday over here, like I said. Maybe I'll see if I can dip into, crossing customs, and then maybe what I'll do is I'll just save the game or end it there if I make it that long. With the bright light and all that, it really gets hot in here. I don't know if some of you remember the band Blink-182. Well, I got a lot more blinks than they do. You would think I'm having Tourette's or a seizure or something. But if you met me in the real world, honest to God, I hardly ever blink. You'd think I was like a zombie or a vampire, so it's just kind of funny how it's the complete opposite. I guess I could turn off my wipers now. Oh yeah, I guess with the Tim Hortons, that was definitely a way of saying I can tell I'm in Canada. But I meant apart from that. Anyhow, now that we take a look at my frames per second for the rest of the gameplay, we can see that it's at a rock solid 60 FPS. I think it's just some slight optimization issues. I do have 32 gigs of RAM, but my CPU could have been a little bit more powerful. But I felt like after $2,700 and buying a couple of NVMEs and all that, I mean, I didn't spend the full 2,700 Canadian this time around. I'm watching you. I didn't hit that post there with the boat. I did spend almost $1,000 on my graphics card a couple of years ago. Or a year ago, was it? I can't remember. I seriously can't... Was it a year or two? 2 years? No. Okay, that's pathetic. I seriously don't remember if it's been a year. I don't remember if it was at the beginning of the lockdown, which was like March of 2020, or if it was 2021. Either which way. I think it was just last year. I don't know. That blows me away that I can't remember. Because, you know, an entire year, that makes a big difference. I just remember it was around the first lockdown, so that must have been 2 years ago. But yeah, so in total I spent that much, and I'm like, I'm not spending close to $3,000. Like, fuck that. Because I did want to get the Ryzen 9 5900X, or 5950X, which is a little bit overkill. But people underestimate the power of a CPU. Like, I got 32 gigs of RAM, RTX 2070 Super, but I've got the Ryzen 7 5700G. It's my first AMD. I'm loving it. For many years, I always thought AMD was great, but because I had always been with Intel since the 80s, since I first built my computers and got computers from them, when it works, I just stick to the same people, right? You know what I mean? So I had no reason to jump ship. Except this time around, they had stock for the AMD. They had a better price. And I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. Plus, there was a heatsink built into it because it's not an overclocked one. It's not one that can be overclocked, is what I meant to say, because I don't overclock. How I overclock? I just buy new fucking hardware. So I had an i7 6700. I overclocked it to a Ryzen 7. See what I did there? That's how I overclock. I don't actually put my hardware through that kind of stress, because then I either sell or donate or whatever the remainder of my computer parts sometimes to my dad or whatever. So if I crank the piss out of it and burn it out, what good is that, right? So for me, it's just a useless thing to do. Seriously, I've been through fucking border or customs or whatever. They don't have you driving through a motherfucking little shack like this. The fuck is this? Really testing my abilities here. Look at the boat on the left. Top left mirror. I'm telling you, that's where that challenge comes in. So when people talk about this game being easy, nah. It ain't. I mean, look at what I'm packing. Like, I mean that. Okay? That's kind of a big deal right there. Just saying. Like, right here, you're not just gonna hug the curb. You're gonna have to naturally go out as far as you can without running over the pedestrians and knocking out streetlights, so that when you do your turn, your boat isn't clipping into the light post that could have been at the corner. Just like the stop sign here. If I just rip it right around the corner, I'm going to take out that stop sign. So you sort of go out a little bit. There's nobody here. Well, it's Canada after all. We do have 10 times less the population. And again, you watch your boat. I was nice and in the clear there. Is it official? Welcome to Washington. Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty much there. I mean, it's welcoming me, but technically it's right at the line, right at the gas station. Maybe I'll pull in to the gas station if I even survive that long. Just taking my time here. This game is just so amazing. I can't wait. And I know some people are going to cringe and roll their eyes, and that's okay. I don't really give a shit. I can't wait until Microsoft Flight Simulator is on this level. I got shadow. Oh, there's horses in the distance there galloping around. That's funny. Just the level of detail is my point. And so when you're flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator and you look at the roads, all the grasses, the fences, the barns, the horses, like everything is literally perfect. It's perfect. But the roads, the mesh for the roads, it's completely botched. People are like, who the hell is driving at 10,000 feet? Well, there's some planes, you dumb motherfucker, that you can barely go above 5,000 feet in the air. So that's why it matters. I love to be close to the city. If I fly up near the moon, it doesn't matter if I'm in Africa or Antarctica. It's going to look the same. Figure of speech, right? So the roads are a little bit wonky, and that kind of breaks the immersion, but I gotta admit, overall, though, it is a great game. But I wouldn't say that, for me, Flight Simulator's not quite as fun as American Truck Simulator for the simple fact that there's just a lot more to see in this game. The people, the horses, the gas station, like, you know, the different grain in the road, the contrasting of all the different things in the road. You know what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can, is that an actual gas station? That one is. Okay, so how did I... Okay, well, that does look like a gas... It is a gas station. Just not a functional one. Alright, let's see if I fuck this up. Like, I love the clouds and everything being high up in the air. It is absolutely incredible. But there's just something about being on land for me that's a little bit more fun, if you will. $476. Oh, I am driving diesel. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know that. That is how much I don't know about this shit, and I will never pretend like I know. I don't know if all these trucks are diesel. I mean, I know that pretty much all of them are. But I think some run on gas. I don't know. Maybe I'll look that up after. Again, gotta watch the boat. There we go. We're good. Now, here's an interesting situation. We've got another vehicle there, so we can just technically let him go. The AI in this game is pretty good, too. It's kind of wild. Watching my boat to make sure I don't clip. Yeah, there we go. We're good. And I think I'm going to pull over here. Or not pull over, I'm just going to stop right in the middle of the road, because that's a really nice thing to do. People are going to appreciate that. They'll start honking at me and whatnot, but I don't give a shit. I'm going to do like a bit of a... Not right now, but when I'm done recording in a minute, I'm going to do a photo mode or whatever. Just of the trees and what I'm hauling. Should be fun. So yeah, just wanted to play a little bit, ramble on about absolutely fucking nothing. And I think the next time I play, yeah, we just dipped into Washington. We literally crossed the border. And I'm about, oh yeah, I'm still a ways away from delivering the goods, but whatever. As always, if you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm and making me a little bit more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up. If you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down, and I'll make sure Hulk comes crashing down, picks up that boat, smacks your head with it. I don't fucking know. I had to come up with something different than just the wrist lock and snapping it off inside your ass kind of thing, right? But yeah, the photo mode for this is actually pretty nice. You can even change through the different types of, weather through the daytime, like the different types of cloud patterns. You can even do, like, it's just, oh man, I love it. Absolutely ridiculous. I just don't know if I want to be on this side. But I will figure that out on my own. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.